What's up? Welcome to Bloody Flicks. I'm your host, Pete.
I'm Kyle, and we talk about all things bloody.
And today we're going to review the movie
Train to Busan.
Ooh, Choo Choo.
From 2016.
You want to say the director?
No.
The director, Ying Sung Ho. Or I think, sorry if I butchered that. I'm sorry. I tried.
Yeah, you tried.
But anyway, so you've seen this movie years ago when it came out.
Yep.
I just watched it last weekend. So bad me. You said it was good.
Yes.
And it was at Walmart with Peninsula, the second one. So I figured I'm going to buy it and watch it because everybody says this is a good movie. Everybody, I've not met one person that said this is a bad movie. So I figured I'd watch it. So what do you think?
About time.
About time that I watched it?
Yeah.
What did you think about the movie? I know you really like it. It's on your top 10.
Yeah, it's
It's
actually
your top 3, right? 4.
it's in. I know it's within the top.
Go back
5.
and watch the
Yeah.
review of the top zombie movies. It's
Yeah,
somewhere in
it's
there.
in there. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, I love this movie, and I'm not a big fan of the fast running zombies. I'm more of the George Romero slow shambling type. But yeah, this I would say is probably the best fast moving zombie movie, and the story itself is really good. You know, especially the dad and his daughter. You know, at first he's not really paying much attention to her. Work is more important, but as you know, shit hits the fan and they're on the train. He really does. You know, he does care for his daughter, so I like that part. And then there's other characters in the movie that are really good.
All the characters were good in the
Yeah.
movie.
Now, whether or not we know how to pronounce their names, we're
Not
not even
going
going
to
to
try.
try.
There were just people in the movie,
Yeah,
and they had names we were not going to try to pronounce.
yeah.
But the dad, that's that's about life in general. There's a lot of, well, moms too, but there's a lot of parents that work, and it's hard to pay attention to your kid when you're working a lot, especially in that culture where it's work, work, work all day, nothing else. Is some cultures like that. So
Especially when he bought his daughter that Wii, and then he gets home and gives it to her, and she's like,
she's
"Look."
like, he's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
what are kids into?
yeah. You had to ask somebody what were kids into.
I like this. You know what? I thought some people don't like subtitles. I actually like the subtitles in there. I would not switch it to where it says, whether zombies. I wouldn't do. I like the subtitles.
In that one,
that was a bad
Train
impression.
Busan, you can't do that in that movie. But in Peninsula, you can change the language to.
I kind of like the subtitles, kind of like Pan's
Yeah.
Labyrinth. But yeah, the dad was cool. Dad was like you kind of didn't like him, but you still liked him at the same time, and then you grow to like him throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And the zombies weren't that fast. They were fast, not World War Z fast.
Well, they were
Some
piling
parts-
on top of each other like they were in that movie.
And then they kind of, but they weren't too fast all the time, which is kind of nice, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So typical dad with the daughter, estranged. He gives in and is going to take the daughter to go see for the birthday
His
the
wife.
mom,
You know-
in Busan, or his
No,
wife. His wife.
I think
the
they
kid's
were.
mom.
I think they were separated.
I think they're still married
Yeah.
because Granny calls up and it's like, you can't give up your. It's not something you should. A marriage is something you shouldn't throw away. And then, are you all right, Mom? Yeah, I'm okay. Or something like that. That was a bad invitation.
She died.
But yeah. So what was your favorite part of the movie?
Oh man.
There's a lot on the train.
I think my favorite part's when they actually get to the train station and like they're all pressed up against the glass, all the zombies.
Oh, when they get to that
Yeah,
the second one, the second city or whatever.
yeah,
Oh, that's a good scene.
and they're all plowing out through the glass, and then and also then when they're all running towards the train and they're like hanging on and they're all hanging off the back.
That
of
was
it.
cool. That was
Yeah,
cool.
I like that. Those were probably my two favorite parts.
There was a lot of good parts. All the characters were good. The dad, the kid played a good part. Even the first zombie that gets on the train was good. They have the psycho, or not the psycho, but the homeless
He
kind
was
of
a
guy that was
homeless
hiding in the
guy.
bed,
Yep.
hiding in the bathroom was good. The stewardess was good. The kid in the baseball team was good. Even the dickhead business guy that controlled everybody was good. I didn't think there was a bad actor or actress in it all. It was surprising. And I was trying to pick apart the movie. and I can find nothing except for there's times where the zombies do go really fast, and then they get slowed down because they pile on top of each other, so they're not always consistent as far as one way or the other. But the glass scene was funny. That big muscle guy is holding the door, and you can see it shatter, and then it's like, why would you get out? Obviously, there's like shit at the storm, and no one's around in the city, and let's get out, but we'll be quiet. Then, of course, you step on a pop can or you ding your toe and whatever. And yeah, I was waiting for the in the cover. It shows the main character shoving a book in a zombie's mouth on a lot of the pictures when you see the cover of the DVD. So I was waiting for that. Finally, when they get to the second city and they have to run back to the train when they're in this train station, you see him tackled and he throws the book in there in the zombie's mouth. I'm like, that's the part. I'm like, okay. I don't know why I was waiting for that part, but it's just something they showed on the cover. And I'm like, if you show it on the cover, you better have it in the movie. That's just, don't be Easter Bunny Massacre and give us false hopes. If it's on the cover, it should be in the movie. And if you don't know Easter Bunny Massacre, go watch that review.
That's like our second highest review movie we have.
Just because no one knows the movie,
Yeah,
and they're
no
like,
one
"What's
knows it.
Easter Bunny Massacre?"
Yeah, what's that?
A really bad movie.
Yeah.
But it's a really. I'm ashamed that I didn't see this. Our camera. Sorry if our camera gets shaken. We have a new mount, and it's not really mounted very well. It needs to learn how to mount. If that makes sense. This is my favorite zombie movie. No, not my favorite. It is the best zombie movie I've ever seen. Now, let me explain. I explained this to you already. It's the best one overall. Now, it's not my favorite. It's not your favorite. Because we have favorites. So there's a difference between favorites, fun to watch, and best. This one is, now my favorite's 1991, Night Living Dead with Tony Todd. Yours is?
Dawn of the Dead.
Okay. Those are our favorites. Where you grow up with them, you like it for a reason. You've seen them a lot, whatever. My party one, my fun one to watch is Dawn of the Dead remake with Vin Rames when they're in the newer version when they're in the mall. That's just a fun, kick-ass movie to watch with the music and the actors and just fun to watch. This movie, Train to Busan, is from start to finish, 100%, got everything. I mean, if you want zombies, you got them. You want action, you got it. You want story, you got it. Between the dad, his daughter, the older guy, what is it? He's a businessman. He controls a lot of them and turns a lot of his group against others and stuff because he wants to survive. His character's so good. Just everybody had their own little kind of unique little character that was so good. And then the big muscle guy, he's been in a bunch of movies. I'm not gonna try and pronounce the name, but as soon as someone like, I started trying to look at what a movie I've seen. We've seen him in a bunch of movies as a secondary actor. He was such a fun part to watch in this movie. So you got the fun guy who's kind of smart ass but kind of badass at the same time. And the very first scene, the daughter goes to go to the bathroom and he's like, "There's two people pissing already." And I'm thinking, there's two people in the bathroom. Let's just talk about him going in next. Well, then his wife comes out. She's pregnant. There's two people pissing. I went, "That's fucking awesome, genius."
And then he's like, "I made that."
A genius, and it's just like, and the poor guy's putting up with his wife because she's pregnant. She's irritable and just kind of snappy and stuff. And he's just, "Yes, honey," just being that guy that if you've had a kid, you've 9 months of hell.
Yeah, I wanted him to live. I was sad that he died.
Oh yeah, he gave up, and they each give up their lives for.
But he went out like like he didn't just die.
He went out like a superhero.
Yeah, he went out like a superhero. So
now your favorite was one of them was the train scene where they're all piling on. Train's going away and they're all piling on. They're making a long chain. That scene was cool, man. There were so many good scenes on there. Man, I think the coolest scene that's so simple was in the beginning. There's a guy that pulls up. They're quarantining. They say it's a hand-foot disease or whatever. This guy hits a deer and the deer just gets up. And then he turns and you see the glaze of the eyes. So you know something's going to happen. I kind of like that simple little, that part.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a worst part? It's really hard to find one.
No, I don't really have.
There's not a bad part.
I don't really have any dislikes towards the movie at all.
Yeah, the only part that I found that I told you about at work was
so now when I watch this again, now I'm gonna have to look for that because I don't
look for this part. I can't remember if it's in the second city or not, but they're showing a city part where one of the cities. Maybe it's when they're showing the news. There's a news scene where he sees people running, but there's people in the streets running, and the camera pans from left to right, so to your right watching it. And when they did that, it looked like this yell said action, and then the zombies start coming. So it wasn't like there's all these zombies coming this way and zombies coming this way. As the camera panned, there was a second delay with the lady zombie here, like, and then she started going like this at action, and then she kind of like a half second, and for whatever reason I caught it, and that just stuck with me. That's the only little thing that I could find in the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it and look for
So
that.
that's it. There's some parts. I guess if I had to pick a true stupid part or bad part, there's a part where they discover that the zombies have trouble seeing at night, which I like that outtake. I like that aspect because they have trouble seeing because their eyes should be all fucking ate apart, diseased or whatever part of zombie, that thing that you, whatever you think a zombie should have be. Then they decide to climb on top of the luggage racks and go around the zombies in 2 minutes. And of course, I start screaming, "That'll never happen." And it was how long a scene did you say you thought it was?
Oh, it was probably at least probably a 5 minute scene.
Now it is a movie, so yes,
Yes.
but I'm thinking, okay, 20 seconds a person to even climb up there, quietly, noiseless, so they can't hear you. I was at like a minute and a half. I'm like, yeah, 30 seconds, and they're going real slow. That was the only, I guess, bitch I had, even though it's really a dumb complaint because it's just part of a movie. I mean,
Yeah,
you
turn your
gotta act
brain
it out.
off.
But I had my watch on, going, okay, 2 minutes.
You were really timing it.
No, but I was well. I did eye my watch once and went, okay, we're past 2 minutes. I'm irritated now, but it's in a fun way because it's just a good
Yeah.
movie. But it's such a good movie. And then, of course, the only survivors are the pregnant wife and the little girl because her dad gets eaten. And what does he do that's stupid? There's one train left, to the front end of the train. The three get on it and they go in the engine room. And then, oh, who's there?
The prick.
Mr. Oh, my wife hated that guy. She kept bitching the whole time. Why has he got to be so mean? Why has he got to act like that? Like his people in power control people. That's what he would do in real life.
Yeah,
He wants to survive.
Yeah.
And what'd you say? So the dad takes on the asshole.
And and the asshole's already like turning, and he's going after the daughter and the pregnant woman, and so the dad goes to grab him, but when he grabs the guy, he like puts his hand up towards his mouth. Well, the guy's already turned into a zombie, so what's the zombie guy gonna do? He's just gonna latch on, and he like bites his hand, and he's got his hand in his mouth, like dragging him away.
I think he grabs him like right here.
Yeah.
And then he bites down.
Yeah.
Which you're on a train with a distance this big. Now that I think about it, that is the stupid part. Because they're on a ledge this big. They're on a moving train, probably going at least 30 or 40 miles an hour at that time, or kilometers if you're whatever they use in that country. Grab his collar and just throw him off. He's from behind, and the bad guy was going after the girls. Just grab his collar and just push him off. There was no reason why you had to hook him. There was absolutely no reason. Now that I think about that, is terrible.
Or if you were going to hook him, why did you go up here? Why didn't you go like this way? So then he couldn't get
a WWE nut shot.
Yeah,
nuts.
Yeah, or something.
Do zombies have nuts?
Wolfman
has nards, but do zombies have nuts?
I doubt it. They probably fell off already.
He probably never used it because he worked all the time. Yeah.
So
that's probably okay. That's the only bad part I could think of. Real bad part I could think of.
But like we said, like we were talking earlier, you're in that situation. I don't think you were thinking that guy was thinking. He had to get him off, and that's just how he,
had to get him off.
Yeah, get him off.
Was there another version of the DVD I didn't watch or something?
Get him off the train, and that's how he did.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm glad I picked that version. That must be the unrated version there.
That's the OnlyFans version.
The zombie OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a stupid good crime because it was a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
The characters are so awesome. A preview for Tunnel by the same director. It's called Tunnel, where a guy gets stuck in an underground tunnel through the mountains. So I'm going to order that and watch it just because I enjoyed Train to Busan that much. So I think it's the best zombie movie overall as far as gotten everything. even though it's still not my favorite. But I tell you what, it's probably second or third. It's up there. But as a total movie, Five Blood Drops easily. And I have how many times have I gave five blood drops to anything?
You?
Yeah, I've Ghostbusters, Afterlife, five blood drops. Top Gun movie, 5 stars, and this movie, 5 blood drops.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Because if you give five blood drops, that is top of the line. Because we go 1 through 5.
Yep.
Three's in the middle. If you get 3 blood drops, you're good. 3 blood drops, you're good. 2's watchable. 1 just sucks. 4, that means you're at the top tier. 5 means all out perfection or close to it. So I have 5 blood drops for me for Train to Busan.
So I myself, I would give it 5 blood drops too.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's in my top 5 zombie movies. So
And if you have not seen Train to Busan, I keep saying Busan. Busan.
it's Busan.
Yeah, it's Busan with a B.
Yeah, Busan.
Walmart does have it right now for $10 for both movies. That's how I got it. Or Amazon, I'm sure, would have it too, or whatever you order from. You've had yours for a while, obviously. So I'm ashamed that I have not seen the movie. It took me that long. I'm mad at you for not making me watch this. Like you should have taped me to a chair and made me watch this movie. You didn't specify how yeah, it's a good movie. I like it. You didn't tell me how good it was.
What do you want me to do? Spoil the whole thing for you?
Yeah, this is when you should duct tape me and maybe watch.
Okay, next time I find a movie that's 5 stars or five blood
Thank you.
drops, I'll duct tape your ass to a chair and make you watch it.
Well, let's see if our next review is going to be 5 blood drops or not. So until next time.
Stay bloody.